on things we need to know about menopause, what it is, things to look out for, things you may be experiencing right now, and you probably didn't think, perhaps it may be menopause, right? And of course, we've talked about, some ways you could try to handle it and, be easy with the process. It's a natural process, right?
Yeah.
So, you just before the break, you were about to enlighten us on some other things that may be responsible for menopause.
Yeah. So other things that may be responsible: removal of the ovaries. For some people, for one condition or the other, it could be cancer of the ovaries. It could be from trauma, accident to the pelvis, and the ovaries have to be removed. In this case, it would have to be the two ovaries, because we have two ovaries. If one is removed and the other is functioning well, it shouldn't affect menopause. It wouldn't affect menopause. But in the case where two of the ovaries are removed, yes, that can just throw the person right into menopause, and then they may start feeling all those symptoms that we talked about. And usually this set of people tend to have more severe forms of some of these symptoms that we talked about earlier. And then we also have removal of the uterus, hysterectomy. In this case, the ovaries may be left behind, but there is no menstruation. But this set of people tend not to have the menopausal symptoms early until much later, because they still have the ovaries, so the ovaries are still stimulating the hormones that you need, that your body needs. So but then these are people, we tend to find them going into menopause much earlier than the average woman who has her ovaries intact. Another thing that can cause menopause is radiation and chemotherapy for patients who've gone through who've had one cancer or the other, and they've had to. But this, for some, it's temporary, so they may be menopausal in quotes, because that's not menopause, because it's temporary for some of them. But for some people, it actually really does damage the ovaries, and in that case, it affects fertility. But for some people, the ovaries come back, after a while, and then they're still able to get pregnant. And that's another thing we didn't talk about, that menopause marks the end of natural fertility, one's ability to be able to get pregnant naturally. So then there's the other one that we didn't talk about. We were trying to talk about it before, premature menopause, which is when a woman who is less than 40 suddenly stops her period at least has stopped her period for a 12-month period or 1 year period. And in such women, a lot of times we say it is idiopathic. The cause is idiopathic because you really don't know what has caused it. But we also know that there are some other causes. There are some other things that can cause primary ovarian insufficiency, or premature menopause as it's called. It can be genetic. It can also be from autoimmune diseases, like we talked about. And then it can also be from thyroid diseases, and for some people who have diabetes mellitus as well. These are some of the things that can cause premature menopause
In them.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go straight to WhatsApp. We actually have this message from Felix, who says that women who tend to engage in intercourse weekly were 20% less likely to go through menopause than women who did less than once a month. I kind of feel like a lot of people tend to hear a lot of different things about this whole process and menopause. Is there any fact to that?
That's another fallacy. I'd really like to read that study.
Yeah, because I was going to say,
no, that's a fallacy.
I mean, I think we've already established that it is a natural,
It's a natural process. Yeah.
It will come up. It's not something that